Hey guys, today we are going to do the AD tier list that I made recently, and this list is made for AD stall. So once again, it's stall, so this is not meant for your speed defenses, which I will make in another video and visual, but let's just go through the ranks, okay? So, you see this unit? Oh, this is not in red. Do you see this? No, this is not in red. Do you see this unit right here? The Panda. If you have a Tian Lang, after Tian Lang got buffed, you can use him anywhere you want. Speed defense, stall defense, fodder defense. This unit is broken, okay? And then the S tier, these are units that are very hard to copy, and what do you know? They all happen to be LD Nat 5. Coincidence much? I don't think so. So this unit is super good because this is so hard to see. It's too black. So this unit is really good because of its 38% HP lead. So because of that, all your monsters are going to be very tanky and it's going to be hard to cut down with any raw damage, especially if you have Nemesis healing. Also, its third skill is actually a threat as well, so good. Takes place like a Perna, for example, for doing damage. It also has the heal on second skill, that's why it's good. This unit, Lydia right here, the Black Polar Queen. Since they buffed Polar Queen's second skill to scale up enemy speed, all the cleaves are going to be very quick, right? So if you build this correctly, hint hint, HP, crit damage, HP, double nemesis will, you will cut in and blow up their team, and that's why it's so good. And then you have Nigong. So Nigong also gives an HP lead but revives everybody. So as long as you make your Nigong really fat and he lives through a rotation of damage and you heal up with Nemesis, you bring up all the people that were defense-based build like Ariel, and then any damage dealer that was killed off and revive them all back. You essentially make them they need double the output they had originally to clear team once, basically. Or just enough damage to go kill your Nigong that's really fat. And the reason why Ragdoll is so good, even every defense, is just because it's passive. You know, you're gonna crit on your AO units. I don't know what doesn't, except if you use bombs. If you crit, all of his Nemesis healers are going to get pushed up after your first amp, your first Zyros hit, your first whatever damage dealer hit, and his Nemesis healers can be on single Nemesis even and still cut in, depending on how fast they are, of course. So this just ruins speed tuning and makes it good. And the Light Valkyrie. Okay, Light Camilla got that HP lead. Got a fat HP lead, actually. And now they also buffed 50% resistance for crit to 30. That is insane. Most people build their units about 85 crit rate. And at 85 crit rate, if you jump down to 55, that is a big difference. And if you're 100, 70 can still be pretty risky if you're using multi-hits especially. And then Yunhong. People are saying, why is Yunhong a good stall unit? Well, if this unit that heals herself and the person that's low isn't good, then I don't know what's good for healing. If you increase her attack bar plus an ally attack bar to full, you have, imagine Ariel. If you get a double turn, Ariel Nemesis procs third skill, Yunhong goes, heals up Ariel to full, and then Ariel's got one more skill for healing if needed. So the turn cycling, innately fat, also not resistance lead, I think, or maybe it is. And then you have Halphys. Halphys is just broken, and you need very niche monsters to deal with it. But if you pair it up correctly, so you can't squall it, for example, you got something to heal it or strip the attack buffs on the enemy side, pretty good stall unit. And then moving down to the A+ tier. So I think this tier is like the S tier of non-LD Nat 5s, basically. And let me explain to you. So if you're using Triana, basically it counters the Cleave Alicia and also sometimes Lucian if you're able to Nemesis cut. So I build my Triana on speed double HP with Nemesis, with Violent build. But honestly, you can just, your second set can be Will, can be Nemesis, can be Endure. I just recommend having high resistance. Harmonia, in the same vein, you use in Triana compositions, except if you use Triana, basically, you are hoping that all your monsters are not going to die, so you're going to be pairing stuff with this. This will never die. This will probably not die. This will probably not die. Like, all of these units are, like, really thick, right? So any of these thick units that are here, and they don't get cut down, she can use third skill to do some hot damage. Right? Kumar. Fire threat, always tanky. You want to mix up your AD so it's not 4 water units, free Lucian. You want something to deter some elemental disadvantage you got. So that's why you always try to run tri-element. And if not, at least double for your AD needs. The fact that it's fire, it also heals. And its third skill is in silence. That silence can actually mean a lot. Because a lot of damage dealers' second skills do some hot damage. If you silence them, you're going to be slowing down, punching you skill 1. The Wind Monkey recently got a buff. It's HP lead for everyone, so it makes everybody tanky, very good. But a big thing is the damage reduction. It's actually pretty big. So it's at 35%. I think don't quote me on this. 35%. I don't remember the patch notes. And also because the revenge rate proc increase, you counter Alicia, another prime AO unit. For VL, would it be good on violent attack, defense, HP with speed spuds? I don't know who VL is. So Camilla is like the definition. Well, these two are the definition of stall. And let me explain. So Camilla's passive, very good, counters Lucian, right? But also counters fire units. So it makes things really tricky. You can build your Camilla on super tanky or some damage as a threat, and always on Nemesis. Do not put that destroy set on your Camilla. That's for Guild Wars, okay? And Rena is just a scuffed version of Camilla, in my opinion, and does no damage. It's a little bit more tanky because of her passive, but I think it's just a scuffed version of Camilla, and that's why it's under A and on A+. So Vanessa is good because it revives. If you pair Vanessa, Triana, even Vanessa, Triana, you know, there's chances that you cut in. Also, a big thing is Vanessa revives, like I said, right? So if you pair Vanessa with a Nemesis healer like this, even if something dies without Lucian and your fire unit lives, this thing lives right here, your proc can come back alive, proc Nemesis because it's full attack gauge, and heal up your team. So that's why it's good. And the Fire Lich, needless to say, it got buffed. It's crazy. It counters Tiana. It can steal turns. Good for stalling out by messing up with turn rotations. And to finish off, we have A. Ritesh. So it's actually like a threat. So maybe you want to pair with a bunch of water units, and then you got a wind unit as a tanky, you know, bruiser, heals. But the defense break actually allows some of your tank units to do damage to kill. So that's why I rate it as A. Not as good as Kumar's, not fire. Doesn't silence to stall, but very tanky, heals, and is a threat. I put Eladriel under A. Eladriel is a defense-based monster, easy Lucian. But you will always see this unit paired up with stuff like this. Stuff like this, Darien, Molly, Jean, Perna. And the reason why it works is because of Artemil's lead, right? You're compensating his defense build with some HP, along with a monster that can glance or reduce damage. So that's why I put Artemil in A and not anything higher, because once again, still defense-based dies to Lucian. And then we have Praha and Juno. These two units of the same family are both A, but you want to use them differently. In my example, I said, you know, you want to heal up with Vanessa and Praha to heal up. Alternatively, maybe you want to use Juno as a fire deterrent against Lucians because you got nothing else. In that case, you can always pair it up with Triana. You know, in that way, if something dies, which won't be either of the two, Triana can save them. And also, Juno's got strip on Nemesis can mean a lot of trouble when people buff up and you strip and stun them or dots. That's damage. Alright. And then moving on, we have Rakan. Rakan got that 50% HP lead. That's huge. Because you have this unit, this unit, this unit, this unit, all very popular on defense, right? Giving Rakan and Harmonia together that HP lead on Harmonia so you can get more speed for Nemesis proc cutting, it can be a good alternative for you, right? That's why I rated pretty highly under A. Also passively does damage from Collapse. And then we'll just finish off, so this will be the last column, A-, which is starting with the Fire Druid. So once again, because it's fire, you rate it pretty highly. It counters Lucian, but also his kit is pretty huge. You can do a bunch of CC, and one big one is Defense Break. Defense Break, like I said, a lot of damage. I rate Ariel lower than the counterpart Praha, because you're able to use Pra as a strip and Nemesis procer. Stripping, like I said, and proccing Despair, if you're on single Nemesis, can mean a big swing in your stall play. Also, Praha's heal is bigger on third than Ariel. However, Ariel, I don't have them built, but most of the time you can also pair it up with stuff like Camilla, and the speed difference for anyone that asks about double Nemesis, it varies. It honestly varies. I can't give you an answer. Lima, we have it under Praha because it's a good stripper. It counters certain teams like Slow Cleave. Also can Nemesis proc and put invincibility, but end of the day, it does not heal like Praha. The invincibility stalls for one turn, but the heal itself, I think, is a lot bigger. Rika is not a AD stall. Perna is always good because of the passive healing, but outside the passive healing and it's a threat, it does not offer anything else on a stall. But the biggest thing it offers is a damage threat. Also, it kills the wind against your water team, for example. And I also put Omduat here because after deliberating, Omduat is a good counter to Lucian users that don't use Will. Use Will in your Lucians. Also, Tiana teams. So Tiana teams are generally, they range from super fast to kind of slow cleave, shield Will. So your Omduat speed will very honestly depend. So that was something based off your rank and your preference and who's actually hitting you. So that's all I thought I'm going to do. I summed up from S+ to A-. For the rest, maybe we can do another video or I'll just leave it at that. Let me know. Thanks for checking out my content.